in the last time I've shown you that how to get the data diary entries from the backend. So I've done that. We have all the data. Now we wanna click on each data and get into the individual entry. So let's see how we gonna do that. So first of all, before doing that, I wanna create that what is called, not diary entries, actually not diary entries. So close this. We don't need this. Okay, so we have our diary entries here. So first thing first, I just need to, so first of all we have to set the links here. So how are we gonna set the link here? So we can put, you will use the React router DOM actually to create our link. Then, but first thing first, I'm gonna show you I have shortcut how to wrap a container around a div element. So it is a container. You can open your command palette using Ctrl+Shift+P, then get into emit wrap with abbreviation. So we can wrap anything with it. So I wanna wrap with it link, the React router DOM link. So how you, let's now import that. Okay, so we have imported that. So I wanna link it to what? If you remember, we have our entries slash, and it will be a ID from the dynamic ID actually. So it's the entry contain and entry contain the the body of the note, and if you do the entry.id, then we gonna get the ID of that note. So we can pass it here. So for that thing, I need to wrap it under that backtick. Come on man, give me one backtick. Okay, and I think it will be under this. So backtick, then we're gonna do the $sign. So we have the $sign with us. Here we're gonna pass entry.id. So it will make the ID, and accordingly when we click that, it will be opened according to the ID of that node. Suppose that we have 3 nodes there initially. Each node have its own ID. So based on that, if you click 1 2 3, then it will go to 1 2 3 link. That's the way. So let's just save this data. So what's you gonna do that what I wanted here. So we created a link. Now we have to serve this link. So for that, we need to go to this diary entry page and just get the diary entries individually. Let's do that now. First thing first, what's you gonna need here? First thing, so we're gonna need the function. Firstly, you need the use effect actually to call this function. Inside this use effect to get the entries, and use effect gonna take one the function part, another one is the dependency. So here the function part we're gonna pass here the get diary entry function. We'll create it later, don't worry. Right now we'll create it, diary entry, something like that. We'll pass it here, and on the dependency we're gonna pass the ID. So how we gonna get the ID actually? Wait, what is the command? Signature declaration can only be used in, what is telling here? I'm not doing anything special here. I'm doing the same thing. Okay, it's a arrow function. That's what I'm saying. So to create the arrow function, actually something I get messed up with TypeScript and JavaScript is happened. So we will have the arrow function which will have the, okay, we have to create the function. So this way we will create the function. So function and its dependency. So what's you gonna pass in dependency? We have to pass the note ID in diary entry ID. So we have to get the ID dynamically through the URL. So actually when the user click on one of the entries that is present on the diary entry page, this page, diary entry page, so in that case we gonna have to set a dependency that which diary entry they are referring. There will be some number our ID associated with it. So we are gonna get that ID. So how can you get this? We can get the ID dynamically through the URLs also. So for that we're gonna use one more hooks of important hooks over here that called use params. So let get to know about the use params, how it work. Okay, just close this. So we're gonna use params in React. Okay, let's see this. Use param is hook return object of key value pair of the dynamic param. So see that from the current URL that we are matched by the route path. Okay. So this is the syntax we can get use here. D structure. So we can use directly here. So we have also have the ID, and we're gonna reach this. We're gonna destructure this ID this way, and then we set to diary entry ID or something, and we're gonna pass the ID. Okay. So we have this ID. Exactly, we have to get this ID dynamically. So let's do that now. So let's go here and define the hook const. Uh, Suppose the const one of destructured ID. So we're gonna get the ID from use params. Use params, and we're gonna set const entry ID something like that equal to the ID that we destructure. So we're gonna use this entry ID as the dependency here. Okay, hope it is clear. So now we're gonna create this method. So one more. So we're gonna create it at const get diary entry. I'm gonna create like this a React arrow function. So in that, what we gonna do here? First thing first. So we need the diary entry of each user. We need the individual entry on clicking on any entry. Okay. So first we have to fetch the data from the backend. For that purpose, what we gonna use? We just simply fetch the data. Nothing we have to do actually. So we can fetch the data from here, and we're gonna pass it as it's gonna be a post request. Of course, where the URL we have, see that this URL we have defined this URL. Let's go to that URL if you've forgotten that. So it is a get request actually, not a post request, of course. Why I'm saying post request, I don't know. So we're gonna get this diary entry according to the ID will send it, and the server gonna fetch us the diary entries. Okay. So for that purpose we're gonna need the method is get method, and headers. Do we need to send here our what I can say the authentication? No, we don't, because we are already uniquely identified through the ID, and we have already rendered the data in the previous page, that the diary entry page, all the entries of a particular user. Now again we don't need to pass a user actually, so we already have the entries of all the user. Now we want to assess each entry, individual entry of a user. So for that purpose we don't need that. Okay, hope it is clear to you. Everything should be clear, don't copy paste anything. Okay, make it clear first. And we need to pass the body here. We need to pass a body? It gets get request only. No, actual, of course. So let's fetch it. Where it's gonna go? Let's see the links here. It's not. Our server is not running. Let's run the server first. Okay, we have started server for this. Let's start the server for this also. You can do it later. Just fetch the data first. Not this one. So in this way we're gonna do it actually, because same way we just have to pass the ID here, dynamic ID. So it's not gonna be this type. This time you have to pass the backtick, of course. Then we replace this with dollar entry ID. Okay, so we're gonna fetch the data from here, get request, and we're gonna display it. So let's see that data is coming or not first. Okay, then we're gonna move on. We're able to get the entries in the next page or not, based on the the unique list. So what do we have to do? Do we have to do anything else? Okay, we have to put it in a try catch block first. Try this. If you fail, then catch the error. uh, Error, error. Okay, so one more thing we need to do. If suppose the user sent an ID of new, means it's a newly created and we don't have any ID, so we don't wanna render data anything from the backend. So for that part we have to pass something here, because soon I'm gonna create the add button here. If you see that, where did that gone? See, we have the add button here. So soon I'm gonna link to create a new entry list, so that the user can create its new data entry. So we don't want to happen it here. So what's we gonna do here? We're gonna do if entry ID equal to new, then we're gonna just return. We don't gonna do anything, because it's a new ID. We don't wanna get the new ID will contain nothing, so we don't wanna get anything. Okay, so what's we gonna do here? That's it, I guess. We don't have to do anything in this side. So let's try this first. Okay, let's run the server first. npm run dev. What happened? Something wrong? Let's see, something wrong happened. Oh. We have two errors. Let's see. Cannot read property of null. What? Okay, so I guess what we are doing wrong here. See the error actually. Error is saying something like this, that cannot read null property using use context, because we have actually the diary entry null. We don't have any diary entry. So once we get the data, we have to set the state. We're gonna update the state with the new diary entry, and that's gonna be rendered on our text area. So we have to do that. So actually I have done here only the fetching the data. So we have to do like this, the same way we have done for the that way. So that's why you should cons the const user diary entry this time entry set user diary entry equal to use state. We're gonna use this. So we don't have any state, and you have to set this state actually. So on get request we don't have to. So actually we are fetching the data, but we also need the data actually. So we need the response, means we're gonna get the response as the diary entries from the backend. If you remember that I've shown you here actually. So we have our diary entry here, and we fetching the data, we are getting the data and we are sending the serializing data, means the diary entry of a particular user. So we have to also have to cache this response. Okay, I forgotten that. So we do have to cache the response here. Const response, you're gonna do it here like this. So we're gonna fetch the response here, and we don't need to pass any body, of course. So but we have to get the data here. Const, of course, it's async method again. Async. So you're gonna await this fetch. So we're gonna again get the data equal to await response dot json. So we have the data with us. So we are gonna have to set this data actually. To set diary entry with this data. Okay, so because we in the data we already have the exact diary entries value, this is only the serializer object, so we just have to get the data here. So now we have set the state here, the diary entry. So now we have the diary entry with us, so we can use this. We are not using a context API, so we will have to use the use state actually to update the state. So we have this data. Now we're gonna, in the text area, we're gonna pop that. So on change, actually on change only, we're not gonna see any data if I don't do that. I'm gonna destructure it. I'm gonna destructure. Firstly we have to get the diary, user diary. So firstly we have to call it set diary entry. Here we gonna destructure, and we gonna make the body as e dot target dot value. Okay. This is the thing we need to do actually. So we have to do this to update the text area, otherwise we won't able to see anything. Okay, so let's see that it's working or not. Do we have the entries here? Okay, entry ID according to it will open. Let's see that now. Now what will happen? Still I'm getting this error. So we are getting this error because I debug this actually, because we are defining this thing outside this method only. It does not work in method function based flops, so we have to do it inside this function. Okay, that's what the issue, but otherwise I also figure out that issue also. Okay, let's see that now. Finally we have our so let's okay, we have already doing the unique key, but I don't know why this error come. So let's see this. Okay. Why this happen here? No route mouse location this. Okay, maybe I did some mistake in the F. Okay, the issue was actually happening. Okay, the issue is actually happening because I haven't set the ID here. You have to set that. Then it's only gonna refer to this ID. And one more thing, we have to do this, the protected route also, that I forgotten. It should be protected route. So we have to do to entries dot diaries. Okay, now we have the correct. Let me check it here. Okay, let me check it here also. Not here. Here nothing will be found. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so we have the entries here finally, but I am not seeing the data is actually. Okay, no URL is there, of course. It's gonna be log me out. Test and test at the rate one. Why it's not saying? Why is I'm getting this? But why it's not rendering here? We should have the URL list. So let me see that data is coming or not. Where can I see? So what's in the diary entry actually? You're doing is set diary entry. Let's see the data here. Log the data. Data. Let's see the data here. Oh, it's happening here actually. Okay, so we have the entry actually, but it's not rendering on the here because I think it because we are not updating anything. So we are not doing anything. Okay, but yeah, we have the data. You can see that we have the second entry only one entry data is present. Okay, so we are getting our data, so let's not worry about that. Why it's not rendering? Let's see that. Okay, I have done one more mistake here. We have to set the value attribute of this. Value attribute should be user diary entry. If it present, then we get the body or we do nothing. So it should done this. Okay, so yeah, great, we are getting it. Okay, I cannot go back again, I have to log in. So test, so test 123, that's our password, and we're gonna log in. Forget about this. Okay, so we have our data. It's rendering because of the here I am rendering it. Okay, so we are able to do that. Okay, now let's now modify this thing. Let's now modify. Users should able to modify this, delete, and update, or user can also create its own entry. Okay, so let's see that now. So we don't need it now. So we now now able to do that. We are able to get the data from the backend, and we are able to display it. Okay, let's now do the other functions like create, update, and delete. Let's do all the three and let's complete it. But before that, I want to commit the changes because I don't want to get anything. Okay, so let's do that first. To be in safer side, let's make the changes here. If I break at a kernel percent, then we have to again redo so many things. So I wanna just make sure that we don't get stuck in so many things. Okay, so get status, git add, git commit, user individual entry is rendered. Let's not do that. We have done with the get diary entry here. So we're done with get. Let now do the other like create and everything. Let's do the create first. So const, so let's do that. Const create diary entry. Let's do this arrow function. So again, in this case, we don't need the body to to be rendered or anything. We just want to send a post request and do this. So we don't need anything here actually. So we just need fetch we may or may not pass the method also. It doesn't matter actually. So it's gonna be post method of course, and header content type. So we have created our header and we have done this. So fetch, why I'm getting this, because of this try class. I don't have the catch block. Let's add that. Let's finish this. So we have our post method here. We done that. Okay. Again, I haven't passed this. So what's it's gonna create here? So entries or create only, na? Okay, we have this method. So we're gonna send our request to this only. So let's pass this here. We don't need to pass here the we don't need to pass here the user id, but we don't need to pass here the id of the diary and id of the entries, the specific diary entry of a user, but we need to pass the user. Why? Because we are creating it now. We have the foreign key relationship again with the user, with the user table. So once we create id, we also have to update the user table, because there have to be a link there is a link of the foreign key link. So maintain that foreign key, we again have to pass the token here. So for that purpose we have to get the token again. Where is that? Const get auth token, something like that. Control p, I've forgotten it. Context auth context only. So we have this method to get auth token, to get the token what we created during the login time. So we're gonna get it here. Equal to use auth. Again we have to get a token here. Const user token, user token equal to new, not new, it was actually get auth token. So we're gonna get the token and let's name it a auth token. Okay, so we're gonna pass this as an, if you remember, what was that? It was authorization. AUTHORIZATION, authorization. So where we pass token space, white space, then we pass the auth token. So we have token with us. I don't want to name it like this because it's similar to, but whatever else, we are not importing anything here. Okay, let's see this. It should work. So we need to get the user data from here, and we pass the user. So and we need to pass the new diary entry that we created. Okay. So for that purpose, we need to pass the body also here. I guess body JSON dot stringify. We're gonna pass user diary entry. So we are already setting it here. Where we are setting it? We are already setting it in the get method, and this get method is called on updation of the state only. So anyway, we will have the diary entry every time. We don't gonna send a null value here. Okay, something will be there. So that's it. We're done with the create method here. So create method, if you check it, we have designed our create method here. See the user, we have the data, and we have the user also, and we are filling the body of the data using the data body, and we are also setting the user. So this is important step in creating, as I already told you. Okay, so for that purpose we're doing the same way here also. So by passing the token, it will automatically and the backend will automatically get the user data. Okay, by passing the token only. So this is one of the best feature of the REST framework, or token authentication. Okay, as we are experiencing here. So let's create this now. So we're gonna create it on the add button. So where is that add button? If you remember, we have the add button here on only. Add button, on add button, what we have to do actually, we have to go to the list entry dot new, and we're gonna create there. So we're gonna create the link here actually. Again, we do the control shift P. I made wrap abbreviation, and we're gonna do it using link. Okay, and link is, let's import that from React Router DOM. Why I'm not getting it? It's already there. Okay, it's already imported because yeah, we have import here now. Okay, so link to, we're gonna link it to similar way, but we just pass here entries slash new. That's it only. So we're gonna do it here, and let's call the create method, and let's see that our data is coming or not. Okay, so we have done it exactly. Add button. So here, what we have to do here, we have done with this. Where is that? Yeah, create diary entry, we have to call somewhere. So for that, we have to create one function called handle const handle change or something, name it anything, not submit only, let's name it change, because we are not submitting, we are deleting and doing something. So what we have to do, so if with entry id equal to new, and one more thing we need to do, we don't need to create an empty what I can say, empty diary entry. So we need to be something need to be there. So for that purpose, we need to pass here user diary entry dot body not equal to null. What I'm doing here, equal to null, and let's use this one because it's string data. By saying this like this, It's not working here. Why is saying like this? Why is saying like this? Okay, okay. Because of this only. Okay, so it's not equal to new. Then we're gonna do this. What's we gonna do here? We're gonna call create diary entry. Okay, where you gonna call it here? So we have done here. So we're gonna call for here. Let's see that on change on click, actually on click event, on click event only now. So on click event we're gonna change call this function, and let's see it's updating our, you know, the data or not. And after that, doing this, we're gonna navigate to we have to use the navigate and navigate. So we have to define here again new hooks, use constant navigate equal to use navigate. Use navigate is okay. It's gone, yeah. So we have to use this one, you know, your navigate to home page, actually, to see that data. Okay, navigate to home page. Okay, now we already have the, you know, authorization token, so we don't need to worry about the protected route. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. So entry slash new. Okay, it's correct. Let's see, let's test it now. Hope I haven't break anything. Okay, let's add something like this is my third entry, fourth entry. Okay, it's not rendering. Failed to fetch. What, did I not send anything? Maybe I done the same mistake here again. No, it's doing correctly. Why is failed to fetch, actually? Failed to fetch. Something wrong from server side. Why is it's telling that it's not allowed? We don't have anything here. Okay, we are not updating. The fetch is not working. Let's see what's gone wrong here. Let's check it. It's for Django side only. Method not allowed is saying we are getting this error. Okay, let's see. Let's debug it. I read it correctly, actually, and try to log in. I see that you know, if you see that content type is not visible. Content type, we have done some typical mistake here, actually. Content type, it should be content tent. It's because of my, you know, slowness of computer. See, something happened to my PC, actually. Okay, let's now again, let's log out and log in again and just clear this thing. So many things are happening. Test. Let's add something here. Okay, but it's not rendering here. What is, we got two error again. Why is not rendering? Okay, now it's coming. Something might have happened. Okay, so we are able to create the nodes here. Okay, Hope it is visible and it's clear to you guys. Let's add one more. Yes, silly mistakes should be checked PRO properly. So see that we are also getting a scroll bar now. Okay, nice, perfect. So this is the great way of doing it. Awesome. So I will delete it later. Okay, see, it is updated, dynamically updated also. We have 6 entries now. So nice, it is working. Okay, let's now work on the other card operation. So next card option, let me do the update one. Yeah, const update diary entry equal now we have to update that entry. So for that purpose we just need the id, and we don't need to get any response. Just do the fetch method is put method, because we are updating it, and headers equal to what will be header, content tab again, content type. See, this is the mistake I'm talking about. Application slash JSON. I'm not doing it. It's because of my computer is hanging. And one more thing I've forgotten here. I was thinking something. Okay, let's let it be. So we have the header, content type. Okay, try class block. Actually, got to put inside the try catch block. Don't forget it. Try catch block. Let's put it inside a try catch. If it is possible, then do this. So my mind is not working actually. I've been working for too many time now, and in not spending so much time in debugging. So you might not find me that intelligent here. But it is the last thing I want to do. Then we complete it. Then I will refactor it. Okay. So this thing I need to finish it here. Okay. So what we need to do here? We have to put the data here. So firstly, let's do the fetch method properly. This I think is with ID when update. So we have some ID. Then we have update. Okay. This is the thing we have to send to the fetch here, and it's gonna be, and this is will have to load dynamically, as we have all seen now. Let's put the dollar here, entry ID only. Okay, nice. So we again have to do we need to send the body? Yeah, of course, it to put request JSON dot stringify user diary entry. We need to pass it. Okay, that's it. I guess we don't need to do anything now. Okay, so let's call this method. So call this method. So what we need to do here? To call this method, we need to check. So let's put it in if when you're gonna update it, when the firstly the it should not be new, entry ID not equal to new, And one more thing we need to check here, if it is not equal to new, and when you gonna update the data, and it should not, the body should not be null, means we want to provide the user to, like when they click on something, when the text area, when something is written, if they erase it, it should be updated, it should be deleted, not updated. So when a diary entry not equal to new, means it is not the new URL, we just call this method, it's called update. Okay, that's it, I guess. So now when you gonna update it, when you're gonna call this method, actually on change, on click on change, we also want to call when we user press this the arrow button. Okay, there's something wrong here, because of this I have to put it here only. So on image click also means back button, we're gonna handle the change, and depend on that we're gonna update or we're gonna delete it. And done is there. And one more thing we need to do here, actually here we have nothing, so okay, we don't have to do anything, and we're gonna update it. Okay, let's try to update this now. Hope I have done everything correctly now. Let's try to update this. Yes, what I had written. Okay, so it's updating, you can see. Okay, so it's working. So nice, perfect. If you want to see in big screen, yeah, this is the way our entries will look. Okay, nice. Next time open it inspector also. So now let's now commit our changes before we do messed up everything. So I am pretty git status, so much careful dealing with this git add, git commit. Before committing, let me see the last commit. I've forgotten what I have committed last. So git log dash that one line. Let's see the commits history. So user individual entry. Okay, we haven't done the create and that method. So we have to do this now. Git status now. Git commit create create and update and diary entry done. Now the delete operation is remaining only. So let's now commit it later only. Let's finish that one also. Let's commit it later. Okay, because it's gonna again the only the delete will remain for that purpose. So let's do the delete also. Let's finish that. This is the last card operation. Const delete diary entry equal to arrow function. It's actually 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm recording the video, but I because I wanted to finish it. It's taking too much time now. I want to deploy it also. So catch error console log the error. So delete. What you're gonna do here again, we're gonna fetch something, and with the help of id actually. So again we're gonna pass the method and the header. Let's copy this. I don't want to repeat every time. We don't want to do the repetition work, because we're doing the same thing again. So yeah, so we don't need to do anything here. We don't need to pass any data or anything. That's it. And we just need to call this method. So where we're gonna call this? Firstly, we call this. We have to render this dynamically actually now. Okay. We have to check here. What do we need to check here? Diary entry ID. If it's not equal to new, then we rendered this, else we rendered this. I'm done something wrong here. Okay, got it. It's not over yet. No. It's overing here. So nice, yeah. So if it is, then we're gonna render this. If it is not equal to new, but if it is not new means we have already have the data and we want to delete it. So we're gonna do the delete here, and we're gonna call here delete method. Okay, then done. Or if it is new, then you're gonna call the done method, because we don't want to delete at empty and new list. Okay, so one more area we have to call. So let's make it else if. Let's make it else if only. We don't want to run it again and again. Else if this one also. If, so when you wanna delete it, if entry ID not equal to new, and so we are already we can delete on clicking. User can delete on click method, like they click on done done button. And if user can also delete it when suppose that we have written something and we erased it, we can delete that time also. So for that purpose we have to pass the body, user array entry dot body. So if you don't have this, so we're gonna delete it. We're gonna again delete it. To delete, so I think it's done. Everything is done now. This is the final thing, final code option that we need to be taken care of. Let's see the delete is working or not. Okay, again don't forget this. Let's go here. Delete. Let's use this. So we're gonna change this URLs in production, because in production we don't have the local host. Okay, so let's see this now. Open it. We haven't broke anything. 8 errors. Let's see these errors. Okay, nothing is there. Let's delete this. Okay, we have to redirect also. Something wrong. It's not working, and it is not working. Let's see. Do we have to need to send? What happened? Okay, we try to delete, that is not present. Maybe because. Okay, so let's log out. Let's log in again. Test. So see that it will be deleted again actually. Okay, it's not deleted. Okay, let's delete it. So on delete also we have to do one more thing, like on doing this we have to navigate also to the main page. Okay, let's do this now. Let's delete this. It's not deleting. What's happening? We are getting internal server error here. Why are you getting this? Diary matching query does not exist. Let's check the database. It's there. Why it's not deleting here? Something wrong? What do we have passed here? Okay. I got the error actually. I have to pass dynamically here. Node ID. How can I recognize this? Okay, silly mistake. Entry ID. Just copy pasting it the code. That's why I hate to copy post. Okay, let's see this. Let's delete this. Nice. So let's delete this. So we will change the look and feel of delete button later. But yeah, we are able to do all the card operation. We can update, we can delete. Let's try to add this. Add new. This is add something. Okay, done. Then we want to update this. So let's update this. So all the card operation I'm showing you. Update it. So it's where it's gone. What have done here? Do I get internal server error? Let's see this. Okay, I don't know what happened there. So if it is it's update, it should call update method. Okay, it's deleting it. Okay, I've done something wrong here. It should have called update method. Okay, I don't know what is happening here. I will debug it later actually. So this is the last thing. I think it's maybe some, there might be some the way I'm calling it. Okay, I will fix it and I will show you. And after that, I will refactor it and everything is done actually. So all the part of development is done. Now the deployment part remain. Okay. So before that, before going, let's git add all. Oh no, why I'm doing this? And git commit -m create, or better card operation card. Okay, so we will see it later. Okay, so we've seen that what we're doing actually. Yesterday, if you remember, there was some issue on updating. So because of this thing, if you guys might have noticed that what I'm doing here, it's the function I'm calling and get the body. It's not a right way to do. It should be the whatever the state hook we have. We have to pass this here because we are updating the state there actually. So this thing we need to pass. So I mistakenly passed that. Okay, apologies. That night I was not in my right mind. So it's gonna be user, not like this. User diary entry. Now it should work. Let's see this. Let's pick this small issue now. Let's add something, and it is working fine. Now let's modify this. Update it. So I'm gonna back here. It's not coming. Yeah, okay, some mistake happened. So it updated now. You can see that if I erase this, it should updated again. Okay, nice. If I delete, it will delete it. Perfect. So it's working fine now. So now what we have to do actually, we need to sort the we need to sort the list. So the whatever we updated first, it should come first. So for that purpose, we have to go to the backend, and here we need to just do the sort. Actually, nothing. Very simple thing we need to do. Just go create, not create. When you get the entries, we just gonna sort it. So gonna what was the actually? Sometime I forgot. Order by. So we're gonna put order by updated, and we're gonna be in descending order. That is the way you do that. Okay, updated actually, not created, because on update we want to update the list. Okay, let's see this now. Okay, let's update anything. Okay, so it's perfectly coming. So we're done with that. Now why I have 2 page opened here? Okay, so So we're done with that. So we have completed our, what I can say, the operations, the cuts operation. Now we're gonna refactor our code and do the necessary changes to complete our development. So first thing first, I want whatever I discussing about. I is let's create a component for this. We don't want to render it entirely once we render the that entries component. So we're gonna separate this now. So we can design one another component here. Let's call the component as diary entry list dot jsx. So we're gonna do it here. rfc. So we need the props here. We will pass the props entry here, something, the whatever entry we get from the backend, and we're gonna render it here. Actually, the entire logic of rendering will happen here. This thing, control X this, and I'm gonna paste it here. So we're gonna link this to this, and we have the these things. We don't need to key here actually, because we're already providing key in the front end itself here. Okay, if you see this, now I'm gonna call the diary entry component, diary entry list component. Let's finish this. Oh man, so it is there. Now it's uploaded or not? Let's see this is coming or not first. Okay, I have done this. So there are 2 months, so many import statement. Okay, we cannot do anything. So where was I? Yeah, we have to pass the key here. Key equal to index, and we have to pass the props here. Props gonna be means entry equal entry. So we're gonna pass the props here, and we're gonna render it directly by this. So this make our code lot smoother, and as well as the loading time increases. I will change this one also for add button. We will add one more component to this. So let's see it's working or not. Hope I haven't broke anything. I shouldn't have broke actually. Okay, let's see this. Okay, something is broken. Link is not defined. Okay, because I haven't used the link here. Okay, I have to log in again. Test. So nice, we are updating the list. Okay, let's do something. There, test, do test. Okay, perfect. So it's working. So we have done with the implementation here. Now we're gonna again refactor this thing also. Just put it. I'm gonna put the button directly here. Nothing new. So just create a component, add button. So these are the things you should learn with the experience actually. How so that where we need the component, which component we need. RFC. Just do this simply. I'm just wanna copy paste this. Nothing you need to change here. You're just gonna return this. Okay, so again you have to import the list. Again, why this will show the error. Okay, so we're gonna do it here. We call the add button here. Add. It's not coming. Add button. Why it's not coming? Let's not worry about that. Add button. Yeah, now it's coming. Sometime it's happened. It's gonna be a single component here. It's added or not? Let's check that. Add component is added. Okay, we have to use this image there also. Otherwise, it won't work. So because we have the image here now, we have to import this and maybe we have to change that path also. Let's see there what we have got here. So many things, so we don't need to go here. So you have the assets here directly, and add.md. What is the folder name? That add.png. Okay, .png. Okay, so add image here, and we're gonna refactor here. We don't need the link because we don't have any link here. Now we have only components. Nice, perfectly done. So we put a link here also. So this is the way you clean your code also. Okay, let's say everything is working, we haven't break anything. Okay, perfect, it's working. Hi, who, something. Okay, nice. Let's erase this, I don't need this. Okay, so yeah, it's working fine. So we have done with this refactoring. Now you can see our code is looking little bit nicer because we don't have any logic inside it HTML. We have make it in a component, so it's a better way to deal with, in React way to code actually. So we have made these two components. Okay, nice. So our work is done for this one. You don't need to add any feature, but this part I'm gonna add something like, I'm gonna add the date here, and then only the some part of the, the document, the entries to this one, because what happened if the user writes some 1,000 word of, diary entry, because we don't have any limits. So for that we're gonna use the logic now here. So where you gone? So let's create here date here, const get date. So if you do a react, function here, I'm gonna pass the entry here, so implies here. And if you're gonna do the get date, directly pass the date here, like, and like return something like this, return entry dot updated. It's because it have the date here. See what will happen here if I return this only. So I will create one more thing here. Let it be, I will create a spam class here, span class, and just put the get date and pass our entry. Let's see what happened now. See this is the wait forward, it's coming. It's not user friendly actually, so we're gonna convert this to our preferable way, so it will look nice here. Okay, so for that purpose, we're gonna do here, we don't want to do this, let's cut it. I'm gonna use this. So new date, so we have this date feature. We will use the date feature of, convert the date and time into string using specify locally. So we're gonna convert this anyway we pass. So we have to pass this our updated field, and we're gonna pass to what we're going to convert to. We want to convert date string, or you can convert local time string order. So time will come, so I will come to local date string. Let's see what we get. Okay, so nice, this look nice. Okay, so we have the date, and we have to modify this one. I want to put this in new line, and just part of it only if it is bigger than some characters. Okay, so let's not do that. So we're gonna create one more function, get contained actually, get contained equal to, I'm gonna pass the entry here, implies. So what you're gonna do here, so we need data equal to entry dot body. Let's do it late because we're gonna update this. So we're gonna add late here dot replace all. So it's a replace all is a function here. I guess replace all. So replace all in JavaScript. Let's look into this. replace all in JavaScript TypeScript. So we have this method in JavaScript. So we have this string and we're gonna replace this with we're gonna pass it here the slash and replace with this space only. So we want everything to be in one space. So replace everything. So this is our new line. We're gonna replace it with a space. Okay. So what's we gonna do here with the data now? So if we'll pass now we're gonna return the split data. We're gonna do it. We're gonna check the condition actually. If let's make it contain. It's looking nice. Content. If content dot length, if the length is greater than suppose 55 character, and then what's you gonna print here? We're gonna return content dot split method. Split 0 to 45. Okay, we're gonna pass this 0 to 45 plus we're gonna add that dot symbol if this happened, or else we will return directly return the content. So we're gonna do it now. Let's call this here get content. We're gonna pass the entry here. Let's see. Okay, so no character is bigger than 45. Let me write something lorem here. We'll see here lorem. Let's see anything. Let's check it any text and paste a bigger text here. Let's post not this too much, this much only. Let's paste this in our entry. Okay, let's see that it's not doing it. What happened? I've done the function, I've not saved this. I don't know any idea what is happening. It should have done that. So I think I have used the wrong method here. SPLIC, splice actually, not slides. Slice actually, not splice. It's going to slice it. Okay, not split actually. No, sorry. And now it should work. Okay, perfect. See that? So it's working now. Let's change the appearance now. Date should come first, and the next line it should come. Okay. So let's do that. So how can you do that actually? Spam. I'm doing it spam. Let's save this. It should come in new line now. Why it's not coming? Still not coming. Okay, it's saving. Just save it. Okay, let's now see what happened. Closing tag. Okay, maybe this way. Okay, now it's coming. So this is our diary entry. Actually, we're done with entries and we're done with the text. Okay, we will modify. Last thing, we have to deploy it now. So before deploying, I will also make some CSS changes. Okay, whatever preferable. I will go in through the code and see that if any CSS changes required or not, and we will do that. And before going that, I have remembered something that I have done some mistake here. I have written the while I was debugging, I was replaced mistake is diary. It should be diary. DIARY. The spelling mistake only. So we should replace this. That's it, I guess. There is only one way. Okay. And let's not do that if it's working or not. Hey, how are you? So we'll done the CSS some changes here. Okay, and finally we'll deploy it. Okay. So hey, how are you? It's coming, and we'll also update this. So this is the project. what I have shown you, we have designed entirely. We have implemented all the function of it. We can add, we can delete, we can add, update, we can view, everything we have done. So hope you have learned many things from this product, from this project video. And next I will do some minor modification in CSS and just deploy the project now, and our project will be live. Okay, I will show you that, and that's it. Before going that, I forgot to save the gate here, so let's do that. Don't forget that. Hope you guys are following me and doing the same thing, because it's very important process. When once it in a small project, you might be saying that it not have that much important, but if one you deals with bigger project with so number of teams, team member, it will be better to do a git commit. Okay, it will be mandatory there actually. Okay, so let's do that. Git status, you've done some refactoring here. Git add, git commit, nsm refactor to into different component. Okay, done, right? Nice. Okay, thank you.